So let's do a little demo on using JavaScript. Here we have in a todo.html, we have an input field where we can type the title of the of our to-do. We have a text area where we can write the description of our to-do. We have a button where we can add a to-do, and then in a separate JavaScript in the todo.js, right, we have the logic, which is going to handle the add button, right? And the add button, presumably, we're going to grab the value of this title, the value of the description, and notice, presumably, in this UL over here that says ID to-dos, we're going to dynamically inject there, several LIs, one per to-do. All right, so let's see. Let's look at some code here. My app. I don't think that's it. Let me close that. Open. Open. Let's see. 2019 fall. Interesting. Where is it? Oh, okay. Wrong course. WebDev 2019 fall. There we go. Open. And let's run this. Let's see where we are. Fall. CD web. Java jar target. And we have webdev jar. Okay. I think that's where we left off last time. Okay, looks like it's running. Let's try and hit this. Will be localhost 8080. And that's not it. Oh, do I have a server already running? I think I might. Let me kill that. Where am I? WebDev, yada, yada, yada. Do I have something else running? Where is this? Let me run that again. That is not the application. Source, main, web app. It's index. This is index. Login, yada, yada, yada. There we go. Okay, it was cached. And let's bring that up. And let's pull this in here. There we go. Okay, so let's real quick create a really simple to-do. So a new file, and we're going to save that as a todo.html. And in that to-do, let's I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that either. Maybe I do need that. So let me just grab that, copy, go to the to-do, paste that. There we go. So save it to the to-do, and we're just going to point to it. We're going to point to the index file and just add another line item to point to my new to-do, and points to to-do HTML, to-do, TOEFL, no, to-do. And in here. Let's refresh. Let's go to the to-do. There we go. So we have in the to-do, we have something where we can type the title. We have a text here. We can type in the description and then an add button. So along with that, let's create another file here and call it. Let's save it as todo.js. So we'll say save as todo.js. And just to see that it works, I'm just going to do an alert, hello from to-do. Right, and in our to-do, we're just going to load that to-do. There it is, right? So if I refresh my page, there it is. It says hello from to-do. So it is loading our todo.js. Yes, right? All right. So then in our to-do.js, what we're going to do is, let's see. I think we have some JavaScript here. Let's copy that. In our to-do.js, I'm going to paste that. Let's go over it together. And what it's doing here is it's grabbing. Right, it's grabbing from the elements, right? The input field that has the ID title and is storing it in a local file called title field. Yes, right. Same thing with the description. Is grabbing the DOM and grabbing the element that represents the text area, and also it's grabbing the button. So basically, it's binding everything that is in the DOM with local variables. Yes. Usually that's a very common thing to do at first. The very first thing is you bind the two worlds, right? The HTML world, the DOM world, with our controller world, right? Our data manipulation world, right? So there we go. So we grab all of them. Then we're grabbing the button and we are establishing an event handler. It says, hey button, you have an attribute on that button that is called the onClick button, which is currently not bound to anything. So I'm going to programmatically bind it. I'm going to say, hey, grab that onClick, and I want you to notify the add button handler function whenever you click on that button. Okay? All right. And here's the function, the add button function. And what the add button function is going to do is going to, let's grab that and let's go over it together. And I'm going to paste that content here. Oops. The whole function. There we go. What the function is doing here is grabbing the value of the title. It's grabbing the value of the text area, right, and storing it in local variables inside of the function. It's generating a dynamic ID, right, for the new content that it's ready to inject. So notice the way it's generating the ID is that it's creating a brand new instance of the date object. It's getting the time. The time is the number of milliseconds since 1970 or something. So that's a unique identifier, right? As long as entropy is still a thing. We are dynamically creating a new LI, a new brand LI, which has the ID embedded in there, the title embedded in there, right? We are also embedding in there only the title, I guess. We're also look what we're doing, right? We are adding a delete in this a span that has a delete, which is going to call some other function we haven't even yet created. All right, we haven't yet created that function with an X, right? So that when we click on the X, presumably we're going to be able to remove this LI. And then we're using the UL. This UL says has a function in there that allows us to manipulate the content of that UL. It says insert at JSON HTML, meaning inside of that UL we're going to insert that brand new LI we just created. All right, so we're going to save that and let's try it out. All right, so here buy milk, and we say add, and it doesn't work. What? Let me see if there is an error. Console. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, I guess I had not refreshed the page. So here, so we have buy milk. Say add, and it adds. And notice that this X at the end, right? It's going to be my delete button, right? In a minute. But notice one thing that to point out here is that if I look at the elements, if I look at the DOM, originally there was no LIs in there, but if you open up the UL, notice that indeed we see the LIs, the brand new LIs that were generated in there. See that, right? And this is the very first glimpse of what single page applications do, right? Not just one element here, not just one LI, but imagine using the same technique of dynamically manipulating the DOM, of replacing the entire page. Yes, the entire content, just throwing out the old content and replacing it with a complete brand new template. Yes. Right. So notice the content, and notice that the span, the X, right, has a delete note, which is it would pass the ID of the note that we want to remove, right? Which presumably can be used by a different function that can then retrieve the ID of the element that has a particular ID and maybe remove it from the DOM. Yes? Right? And I don't remember if I had the example here. To-do lists. Oh, here's a delete. Delete is, we can grab that and put here the delete. Put the delete down here. There we go. And we pass in the ID. And this ID will be passed in. And we're going to retrieve that element by ID, and then we're just going to remove it from the DOM, right? This X, maybe we can put here remove me. No, demove me, remove me. And we can just point here, refresh, and it says walk the dogs. And maybe we can make that a little smaller. And pick up the kids. It says add, and then we can click on remove me because I really don't like walking the dogs. All right, there we go. So there's a very simple, trivial example of coming up with a to-do list, right? That we're dynamically adding, dynamically removing, and interacting with the van handlers and a very simple form. Everybody good? All right. Yes. Yep. You can. But you'll quickly be very frustrated, and once we start using jQuery, then there was no way you're gonna go back. It says, oh, this is so much trivial, right? Then to use it, and it's very uncommon that folks are using this very low level way of interacting with the DOM. Instead, they would, at a minimum, they would use jQuery. Okay. Let's see. All right.
Hi everyone, Jose here. Please remember to subscribe and like the video. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Thank you.